Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. So, you've probably by this time found out or read, heard, whichever, that we are not going back to school, so to speak, like not in person for the school year. I have to say, I was pretty devastated when I heard about that on Thursday, I think it was one of the first emails went out about that because I don't get to see you guys for the rest of the year unless you join a Google Meet that I have. So there's a Google Meet that's coming up this week. I think it's on Friday, I do have one Friday with my homeroom. You're always welcome to join, even if you don't have me for homeroom. Otherwise, there's one for science that I want to play some Quizlet Live individual. We tested it out this last Friday with a few students in my homeroom, and it worked really, really well. It was like almost like Kahoot, except you had all the answers in front of you. So a little bit like that. It worked out like really well. I mean, it's like Quizlet Live and kind of Kahootish. It's like perfect. It's really nice. The only problem we had is it loaded a little slow right at the beginning, but then it went and it loaded a little slow for everyone. So worked out. So I look forward to seeing you there because that's the only way we're really going to get to see each other for the rest of this school year. And I'm pretty sad about that because you guys are some pretty awesome people. And I guess as I say that, you're probably like, oh, Kelly says that. But I truly do mean it, that I've got some really nice students in my classes this year. And I'm sad that I'm not going to be able to see you again, or at least likely. So what we do have for Monday, I don't want to make this all a Debbie Downer because we've got some other things and there's a lot we can look forward to. I thought about pulling up and playing the song from High School Musical. We're all in this together and like doing a little bit dancing and singing. And I was like, there's some very specific students who I can see are already rolling their eyes just at my mention of it. So if you need to go back, we'll listen to that song. Go for it. But we're all in this together. Seriously, I am here. I'm here to help you. If you need anything, yes, keep learning. We want to make sure you're going into high school and you at least have the basics of what we would have covered in class. When you're doing stuff for schoolwork, your top things to do, math and English, are like the top because those things, you need those to be able to do all the other curricular areas. I know that there's a lot of enrichment going out from the encore classes, and then you're like, yeah, Miss Maratik, you have science and history. Yeah, I do. My classes are important. Like if you have a little pecking order, math and English need to get done. If you have a class that earns you high school credits, so that's like Algebra 1, Health, Spanish 1, or German 1, those are right up there with math and English because that's high school credit for you. And then after that, it would come science and history, okay? After that, not saying encore are not important. They are extremely important. But those are your top things to get done. If you can get stuff done in those classes, do that. But work on that top stuff first, with those priorities being English and math, and then anything that's for a credit for high school. After that, science and history. Those are your 4 core classes then. And everything else, they're important. I mean, even if you could just kind of look over the material, send in some stuff. If there's meets with those teachers, just check in and see them. But that's really what we're focusing on you doing. And right now, my science and history classes, my students, you guys are all doing pretty darn awesome. Like, I'm getting quite a bit of, like, learning turned in. I'm not giving, like, you haven't earned an A versus a B versus a C. But if I were to put some grades on these, I have people earning some really nice grades, and I try and make sure the feedback I give you has some substance because you've taken some time to do that, and I want to make sure I take time and say back like, hey, awesome job, thanks for doing that. So keep up the good work. Yes, the rest of the school year is going to look really weird, but it is what it is, and in the words of High School Musical, we're all in this together. So check out this moment with Maratik. Check out those things, the things in the moment with Maratik. Those are the things that are like after even all the encore classes. If you have extra time, maybe you're eating lunch and you just want to like listen to a Jack Fly read aloud, go for it, okay? So those are like, if you have time, go through and listen to those, look at those, but those are not required in any way, shape, or form because I have no way to track if there's any work being done on those. So check those out. Now you're like, Miss Maratik, why are you in your kitchen again? Yes, you probably, or maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Hopefully you're there's not much in my apartment, like size-wise, so you're probably like, oh yeah, I kind of know where everything is. Why I'm here is, okay, you're probably like, seriously, Miss Maratik, this is what you're going to show us about? So these are really important to me. Actually, if you look, so it's pottery, and it's actually from Rockdale, which is down, well, it was Rockdale Union, which is like a pottery place that was in Edgerton, and it's actually made of clay from Edgerton, which is where I'm from. If you see a lot of those up behind me here, those ones that are gray, most of those are actually from Cambridge, Wisconsin, and that's called row pottery. I don't know. It's just something I like to collect, but the ones that are from Edgerton just kind of has an extra special because it's clay that was actually dug up in Edgerton, and it's pottery from there. So, and actually this one, so why I've got this one displayed down here, one, it fits my spoons, but two, this is something called a first firing. Now you're like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm out of this video. Okay, I'm guessing you probably don't have tons of silver spoons around your house. I like going to flea markets and collecting things, as evidenced behind me, or as you've seen in the background of my house. I don't know. I like to collect some antiques and such, and one of them that I like to collect are like serving spoons, like shell ornate serving spoons. Why? Because they're pretty. I don't know. I have like probably 20 of them or so at this point. Now you're like, okay, I seriously still don't get where you're going with this, Miss Maratik. What I want to show you, what I want to tell you, is if you ever, maybe you're cleaning out grandma's house, you're cleaning out your house, something, and you come across something that's really, really dark. Hopefully you can see it's not just shiny. It's actually dark right now. Notice that. It's almost got a black look to it. It's not dirty in the sense. What's happened is it's tarnished. And it's when water and sulfur in the air reacts with, when the silver reacts with the moisture and the sulfur in the air, and it causes it to tarnish. Well, it's not necessarily going to be, it's not like you really want to eat from it if you can. So what you need to do is you need to polish your silver. So, yeah, you probably don't have silver to go polish in your house right this second. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But as you get older, or if you ever come across it, know that you can likely get it back. There is, I think it was this one, yeah. This one was completely black, like, as in, like, as black as this is, like, completely black. And it was able to get polished up. There's different ways you can polish it. There's things online that you can look for. I usually go and get some just silver polish. And then what happens is you put some on. So whatever rag you're going to use, I usually have like one or two just rags that I've completely destroyed by doing this. Or I grab some paper towel. And as you start rubbing it on, so it takes a little bit of elbow grease to make these all pretty again. And right now I'm noticing with all of this, with this time, I might go through and actually take a day or two, get some more, because it looks like my silver polish is kind of low. But as you go through, look at that. I'm getting that silver tarnish off. And then big thing is if you ever do polish something silver-wise, you definitely need to wash it because you don't want to have silver polish on something you're eating. So you can see why it's not the greatest to use a paper towel because it's just going to kind of rip through. But if you see something that's silver and it looks to have black on it, it's likely not bad. I mean, there's a chance it could be, but there's a really, really, really good chance that it's just tarnished and it just needs to be shined up, which it's elbow grease. It takes a bit, but it looks so pretty afterwards. So look at all that. All of this black. I highly recommend not wearing a white shirt when you do this. But then when I wash it up, and this one has a flower on it, so that's kind of giving me some problems. Now, it's really, really shiny. I guess you can't, it's a little hard to tell just, well, yeah, you can tell if you go back because now you can see the reflection in it. So it's something kind of cool just to make note of, something to stash in your brain for another day or for a future day. But check it out. If you happen to have any silver, you can maybe do that. Or just if you ever see any, just tuck it away. I know you've got math and English stuff that's coming out to you today. So I don't want to have like a huge here's something to do. I'm kind of realizing that you guys are probably, I mean, I knew you guys had a lot of things that you're doing every day and whatnot, but I'm like, whew, I really want you to focus on other things more than I want you to focus on things that I've got. So keep doing good things. Keep learning. We are still here for you and we still want to help you. Let us know if we can help you in any way or if you have any questions. I don't know what locker clean out looks like because, yeah, we're going to need to do that. Something you'd probably want to do is when that does happen, gather up if you've got like a history book at home, a science book at home, any reading books at home that you borrowed from a teacher or the library. So those can be coming back. But let me know if you have any questions. We're here for you. We're more than happy to help you. So have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Bye.